If you are playing in an online dynasty in college football 25, either with friends or competitors, and you want to win that first natty and talk big trash, don't go anywhere. Since my last video, we showed people how to pass correctly. That video received a lot of comments. You guys have received a lot of help. Well, I'm doing this again. I'm going to teach you guys how to build a powerhouse in Dynasty. So if you want to dominate the Dynasty and talk that trash to your friends or other users, get that natty, don't go anywhere. It's another glorious day on the virtual gridiron. Welcome back. If you are in a dynasty with other users, this video is going to help you greatly. For the past 8 days, I have been locked into a sweaty competitive dynasty with my friends, and we are all trying to cut each other's throats and get our first natty. And remember, in a dynasty, there are going to be a lot of things you need to know in order to be competitive, in order to win. And let me give you the critique and rules of our dynasty. Rule number 1 is we can only use 3-star programs. Rule number 2 is they had to be 85 or below as far as abilities and rankings for a team overall. So 85 overalls and 3-star dynasty, really great way to start. And you don't really want to start a dynasty that has 5-star schools anyway, because what is there left to accomplish? I mean, you really want to build a program up from your knowledge and from your strategic planning and from your skill set of playing the game. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to give you tips that's going to help you to be able to compete and win in your user dynasty. Now, for your convenience, I have put timestamps below. So if you want to skip ahead, just go to the description and you can skip ahead to the specific thing that talks about what you want to hear. Without any further ado, let's dive into the dynasty. So first things first, we got the invite from the commission. I'm going to go dynasty. I'm going to go continue. And this is where the customization happens. So we're going to let it load. And sometimes it may take a little while to load. Let's see how long it loads here. And yeah, I'm excited about playing this. And in my opinion, I mean, MUT was cool. It's also expensive. Now you got college football ultimate team, but I still think Dynasty is just going to be the mode that everyone is attracted to, because number 1, it's less expensive. And number 2, you literally can get in it with your friends. So let's go here. Here's our invite. We're going to accept, and we're going to be using the Texas Tech Red Raiders, 3.5-star school. And you can either be the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator. I'm going to go for head coach. And we can take the current head coach, which is a level 29. He's a master motivator, or we can make our own. You know what? I think I'm just going to make my own. So now we get to choose whether we're going to be a motivator, a recruiter, or a tactician. Now let's talk about the importance. So the motivator gets your players to play at their best by boosting their ratings and composure. Nobody has it better than us. So again, that's pretty decent to be able to do that in the game. Then you have recruit, and in a dynasty, you want to get the best recruit. So that's also a really good attribute to have. And then you have tactician, boost your players' ratings on game day and scheme up the big plays and let the visor fly. So, I think the recruiter might be good, because I'm still thinking we can get the ratings up. Either way, I think these go faster. So recruiter might do it, but then again, we only have these kids for 4 years. So you want to get the most out of them at the 4-year spot. So getting them to a 99 might be great. So I'm thinking tactician. I think this tactician might be a good one. So I'm kind of split, man. Let's go tactician. Now, this is where we get to customize the head coach. I'm gonna be in the screen for a minute, so we're gonna fast forward it. So we got our coach. We named him Coach Ben Winnett, which is pretty cool. We got the alma mater. We got our job security. So we got our contract, and congratulations, Ben Winnett. We're excited to offer you the position of head coach at Texas Tech. And let's get it. So looks like before we signed, they made a few bowls. So let's see if we can get a national championship out of this thing. So once you are inside of Dynasty, you've made your coach. I'm going to show you some adjustments that you want to make that literally could benefit you. And I'm going to show you the consequences of your decision. It depends on what you chose. Now I chose tactician, and we're going to see why I chose it. But also remember, we're going to go over some recruiting things, and in recruiting, you're competing against other users. So this is where it's going to get really spicy and dicey. And I'm glad I'm doing this series, because if you're in a user league, you're going to want to know how to beat out your buddies for some of the top recruits. I'm going to show you some things pertaining to that. And also what I do want to do is let you know that once you're in a user dynasty or a dynasty league, you don't have any control over your league settings. Your commissioner would have control over those. So again, whatever difficulty you set it on, we decided to do all American because the computer on Heisman is like everyone on the field is Thanos. There's nothing you can do. They're just overpowered. So we have to get our skill level up to compete against the computer because they be doing some crazy things. So let's go on over to the coach abilities. Now, when you go into coach abilities, when you first start, as you see, I chose tactician. Now I am quite a few weeks into the season, and I'm glad I'm showing you this video with me already playing most of the season, so you can actually see how some of my choices have materialized. Now, because I chose tactician, what happened is I become a scheme guru. So I do have some conditions, so I can unlock more requirements by winning 10 of any top 25 games. But let me show you the choices I've made so far. So as a tactician, every time you win a game, you're going to accumulate XP points with what you do in that game. So you're going to accumulate points on first downs, passing, touchdowns, things of nature I'm going to show you. But as you accumulate these points, you can actually buy different skill points. Now, I've just bought some recently, but as you see, some of these are going to already be filled in. So you're going to be able to buy upgrades for your quarterback. And as you see on tier 1, it could boost throw on the run and change the direction. So literally, you're literally developing your players here. They're going to develop on their own, but you're going to give them boosts right here. So that's why I chose tactician, because by choosing recruiter, I wouldn't have any immediate impact on the team I inherited now. And tactician allows me to make them a little bit better when playing against other users. And that's why I chose it. With recruiting, that's not going to help you now. It's going to help you later, but not now. And you want to win games now, because the higher you rank, the more games you win will factor into your recruiting, whether people want to go to your school or not. So as you see, I was able to upgrade my running game because I have Taj Brooks as well here, and he's a really good running back. So again, I boost his pass block, I boost his truck and break tackle, and then my receiving core, I boosted all of their things. So as I accumulated these points, I end up buying more and more. Now, as I keep going further and further down the line, as you see, I can really just boost everything. And then we'll get into literally boosting the offensive tempo. We'll even boost our ability to increase catching abilities. We'll even boost literally our stadium. So we can actually boost our stadium so it can be really loud. We can even boost skills on the road. So I love the fact that this is in the tactician tree. So it looks like it turned out to be a really great choice, and I'm glad I chose it. Let's back out here. And as you accumulate points and you start to hit some of your goals, what's going to happen is you'll be able to unlock other trees. Now it shows here to now unlock the recruiter tree. And you're going to see why I did that, because it did help me in the recruiting part, which we're going to talk about in this video. But in the recruiting tree, what's going to happen is I'm going to at least have some influence and advanced look. So when I get to recruiting you, you're going to understand what this means. I'll be able to save time on scouting. I'll be able to have bigger impacts on QB. So whatever position you're recruiting for, it's good to put points in this once you unlock it. And again, in order for me to unlock more requirements, I have to sign 2 top 5 recruiting classes, and I have to spend 50 points in recruiting. So that was my next thing I went to. And you're going to have categories such as strategist, and you'll see the bonuses for that. Making friends, boosting complimentary visits for quarterbacks. So as you get to these, you just take a look at some of the things that you would need to use. So again, you have quarterbacks and architects where they earn additional XP for in-game goals. So a lot of this stuff has advantages. Eventually you'll be able to unlock all this stuff. You have motivator. Let's see, we have talent developer. And so this is another skill tree I'm definitely going to invest in. And so as you have this, you'll get quarterback transfers that are more interested. You'll boost interest for quarterback recruits when they recruit. So this will be good for the transfer portal. And let's see, you have program builder. And again, this will be great for job security. So all of these things will factor in. So just make sure you adjust accordingly. So let's scroll down to the next thing, and that is the XP goals. So as a coach, you're going to have different XP goals. Obviously, you're going to have your draft goals. So when you get people in NFL, you're literally going to earn experience points for that, and literally game goals. So as you see, when you get first downs, then you receive an experience reward. So fumbles recovered, interceptions, pass deflections, T's. So when you hit a certain amount, you will start to accumulate these points, which you can then use to buy more skill set. Now you have recruiting goals and you have stat goals. So keep in mind all of these things when you're choosing your coach, when you're choosing your strategy, and factor these in. These are going to be things that you have to pay attention to build your program. And I just wanted to point these out to you to make sure that you are aware of how you are going to progress. Now, another thing we can do is you have the ability to choose your own scheme and your own playbook. So I'll just kind of reveal to you the playbook that I'm using now that I absolutely love. This playbook is absolutely a beast, and it is a Rutgers playbook. I absolutely love it. I have a lot of them, but this is literally the offensive playbook I chose. You can choose more or you can choose less, and I've been switching back and forth, but this is my 2 playbooks. And the good thing about this is you can bring in custom playbooks against your friends. So it really allows you to use a team that you're building with the playbook that you're choosing. So I love this part in Dynasty. That's why I think Dynasty is going to be such a great mode to play in. So next, we're going to dive into recruiting. Now, one of the most important aspects about building your program is being able to recruit. Not only will you compete against your competitors that are in your league for wins, you're going to be competing for prospects. And so what I wanted to do is show you literally how you can close prospects against other people that are competing for the same prospect and what to look for. So the first thing you're going to do when you get into your recruiting is you're going to be presented with a list of prospects. What you want to do is literally scout down this list, and you can toggle them how you want. You can toggle them either by need, you can toggle them by rating, you can toggle them by interest in your program, you can toggle them by stage, where they're at. And when you come in, they're going to mostly be open. And so literally you have your pipeline influence level, you got your class, you know, what they are they transfers. And so I want to give you this from a perspective of a person who actually has landed recruits in a very competitive Dynasty league. And so I'm going to go to my recruiting board, but if you're looking for recruits and you want to add someone, literally when you go to the recruits here, you're going to see that you have some with a green dot on there, and anyone you select will already be targeted. So if you want to like target someone, all you have to do is click on them, which I want to do here, and you target them. So I clicked on Richard Williamson, who's a 2-star recruit, probably somebody I wouldn't want, but for the purpose of this, I'm going to just show you how it works out. So once you click on it, you'll see a target. You can target the recruit. Now let me show you what I've already closed. So far my recruiting is going pretty well against my other individuals in the league. So far I picked up a right tackle. As you see, he committed and he's going to Texas Tech. And I also got locked out of some recruits here. This linebacker right here hurt me because he's the only 5-star linebacker in this class, but I did land a good free safety. He's a diamond. And I also landed another diamond, which is a defensive tackle. And I also landed a big wide receiver who, even though he wasn't a diamond, he's still pretty good. He just was not as good as he was going to be projected. So don't reject these guys if they're not that good. Also, I still have my eyes on a few other people as well too. So I'm trying to gain some momentum on this tight end here. But let me go down to Mr. Williamson and show you literally how you would actually start using your tools to bag this recruit. So you're going to click on A to get into them, or you're going to highlight them, get into them, an A on Xbox, or I think it's X on PlayStation. The first thing you want to do is you're going to scout your recruits. Now you're going to be given a certain amount of hours to scout. You're going to also be given 50 hours per recruit, so make sure you use them wisely. And then I'm going to be showing you that you can navigate some of these tools as well, because some people didn't know that once you use hours, you couldn't remove it, and you actually can. So I'll show you this. So I'm going to just scout this guy, and it costs 10 hours to scout. So I'm going to do it once. I got 40%. I'm going to do it again. As you see, my 470 hours is kind of ticking away. So now he's 80% recruited, and he's 100% recruited. So he's 100% scouted. I can see literally his attributes, and I can determine if he's going to be decent. This guy's actually trash because he has nothing even in the 80s. So I wouldn't even recruit him, but that's just an example. Now, if you wanted to recruit a person, you can offer him a scholarship. And also, if you want to add an action, you can also add an action. Now, this guy is already very interested in my school, so I can schedule a school visit right away. But anyway, he's just very interested. So you might get some people like that. But also, I have actions where I can actually do social media search. I can social media search. I can DM him. I can contact friends and family. I can send the house, which literally allows me to send friends and family. Now, as you progress, you'll start to unlock your pitches, and you have soft sell, hard sell, and sway. Now, when using these, use these wisely, because if you use a hard sell when trying to pitch or recruit, and this will come up later as you do it, these will be locked out for you if you're just starting up, but these will unlock as you start to build a relationship with the recruit and gain favor in his top schools that he wants to attend. These will begin to unlock. And so be careful when you do this, because you want to be able to unlock and see what his interests are. So let me show you on another recruit where I was able to do that and kind of unlock the interest of a recruit. And let me go up here to one that I'm actually in competition with. So as you see here, if I were to use one of these actions, which I'm actually going to use now, I'm actually going to go in, and as you see, I'm not his top school, but I'm actually going to go in and I can actually use any one of these to unlock. So as you see, I sent the house, and some people say, oh man, once you send the house, then you pretty much are stuck with this every week. You're actually not. If you sent the house of active actions, all you have to do is hold down Y to remove it, and then you can actually do something else. So let me offer this guy a scholarship. He's tight end here, and I offered him scholarship. And so now, if I want to, I can actually go and add an action. So if I want to send the house, I can. If I don't have to. So again, once you do an action, you can remove it. So you're not stuck with it. So let's say you're like, oh man, I got 50 hours, and you accidentally go contact friends and family, and then you add another action and you go search social media, and you're like, oh man, I'm out of actions. Well, you can actually remove these and really choose another one. So if next week comes by, the friends and family don't work, or the send the house doesn't work, you can try another method. So I'm gonna go add action, and I'm gonna go send the house, and you leave that set. And each week, if you leave it, it will just continue to do these actions until you gain more favor or get into the recruit's top schools that he wants to go to. Let's go to another one to where I still have some favor of pitching, because I want to show you guys how the pitches go. So again, on this pitch right here, he is still in contention, and he's a right tackle, which I would very much love to have. And as you see, I'm competing against another user for this guy in my overview. So what I could do is, or what I've already done is, I've actually offered to give him a pitch. So on your pitch, I'm gonna go add action here. I can go through here and I can give what's called a soft sell or a hard sell. So I'm going to remove one of these that I've already done. I'm going to remove this. And once you find out more about a player and you do one of these soft sells, you want to make sure that when you go down to the strategy or the pitch strategy, you want to ensure that your lines are lining up on things that you check, right? So if you haven't have anything checked, you want to make sure you try to get them lined up on as many things that you have checked as possible. And so again, this would be perfect, this pitch strategy. So again, I did a hard sell the first time. I'm actually going to go do a soft sell. So it's time to get to work. This will actually check off the things that I'm good at, which is great. So if I want to do that, I could do it. And so let me actually remove this again, and I'm going to make this into a hard sell because I want to hard sell this guy and try to get him to come to our school. So let's go hard sell, and yep, time to get to work. I want to add that. And then because I have more time left, as you see, I have 10 hours left and I only use 40 hours. I go here and I add some other actions, and I can actually go and DM him on social media. And until he gives me the ability to offer a visit or schedule a visit, I will continue to let these actions go every week, or I can change them if I want to. So the goal is to get a person that wants to give you a visit. And then once they have a visit, you want to make sure you have a visit schedule and you want to win that game. So if you're playing another user and you have your visit schedule when you're playing a user, if that user just blasts you in that game, and this is where it gets competitive, he can cause you to lose that recruit. And maybe you guys are fighting over the same recruit. So sometimes your games will mean even more because you might have to win that game in order to take that recruit because you guys might be neck and neck. So this really makes it interesting playing in a dynasty league. And that is one thing I love about it. So again, just with recruits, just keep in mind, you have a certain amount of hours, and just keep in mind, you can use that Y or triangle button to go through and remove what you don't want to remove, or again, on PlayStation's triangle, on Xbox's Y, and you can remove any one of these that you want. So again, that's your basic functionality of recruiting. As far as tips of getting the best recruits, I would say pretty much find out what their motivation is. And that's the biggest tip I can give. So when you prospect them, as you go over here, you want to find out what their main motivation is and where your school offers in their motivation. And if you can get that main motivation pretty much high up on their list, more than likely they'll commit to you. And then once you have a visit, you probably can close them. And sometimes you'll have an instant recruit. So if that recruit just loves you and you've done a lot of things, sometimes they'll just be ready to commit to your school. They'll be ready to offer you a visit. It's really going to depend on the recruit. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that video was able to help many of you in your user competitive dynasties. And remember, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I will have more content on dynasties, including strategies to win the game, some suggested playbooks that we could use. And I'm going to be doing something very, very special for my Alpha Legend members. So if you haven't become an Alpha Legend member, man, I got to tell you, you're going to be missing a lot of stuff, including some really good giveaways. Thank you so much. Remember, subscribe to this channel for more videos on NCAA. And I do other games as well, but right now we're in NCAA, and hopefully I can help a lot of people out there to have a better and enjoyable experience in this game. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.